So welcome to class, starting on our backs. And then just start to press the feet together, drawing the knees out to the side into Supta Konasana, just settling into the shoulders, placing the hand on the belly, hand on the heart, maybe closing the eyes shut, and just start to take the inhales and exhales through the nose using your Ujjayi breathing technique, okay? Calming the nervous system down. Alexa, volume down. Okay, and as we're just settling into our mat space, settling into our breath, just start to recognize the body, how it feels this morning, how our mind feels as well. Sometimes we wake up feeling a little bit groggy or agitated, frustrated, or some mornings you feel quite fresh and bright. So just start to take note of how you're feeling right now, and hopefully we're going to change that into a more positive and better mood for the rest of the day. Class is aimed at targeting the hips and the lower back. This morning we will squeeze in a lot of core as well, just to feel that lovely tightness through the waistline, okay? And as the knees draw out to the side, letting gravity just press them closer towards the ground. Start to notice the inner thighs as they stretch. As you take the big inhale, the body rises, the lungs expand. As you take the exhale, the body settles and softens. Take 2 more deep breaths like that, taking the big inhale and a big exhale. Try to create that roaring, feel a noise through the back of the throat as you exhale. And don't worry, no one can hear you, you can just hear me. Take an inhale, exhale. Slowly drawing the knees close together, press the lower spine into the floor, blinking the eyes open, tuck the knees in towards the chest. Feel the hamstrings and the tailbone lengthen and lift. Good, hold it for 3. Maybe reach towards the ankles for 2. If we could touch the ankles, maybe extend the legs. If you can keep them bent, keep them bent. If you can extend them, find that extension for 1. And then take your left leg all the way down to the floor, keeping the right leg as straight as you possibly can. Reach for the hamstring. Keep the leg straight. Point the toes towards your chin, so flexing the foot in 3. And then find those small pulses, drawing the leg close for 2. Nice, everybody. For 1, then begin to circle that ankle. Clockwise for 3, and then anti-clockwise for 3. Good, draw that right knee into your chest, squeeze it in, and then take it out to the right side. Use your elbow to stabilize and hold the knee lifted. Press the left hand out wide. So just opening that hip. Now notice as the knee comes out to the right, the left hip may lift off the floor. Use your core strength to press the left hip back down to the floor. 2. And 1, supine the fold. So bring the knee all the way across to your left side. Wing out the arms, look to the right. Just find that gentle twist in the thoracic spine. Take 2 breaths. Inhale and exhale. 1 breath. Slowly come back to center. Extend that leg again. Lift the toes, flex towards the chin. And then create a figure 4. So we're going to bend our left leg. Place the foot on the floor. Right foot to left knee. So find that seated figure 4, or we call the seated pigeon pose. Okay, use your right hand to press the knee further away, and then gently draw the left knee closer to your body, reaching for the hamstring on the left leg. Okay, so this is really targeting our right side. Try to relax the muscles in the legs. Keep the elbows pressed firmly in towards the rib cage. Good, settle the shoulders. 1 more breath. And then slowly step both feet on the floor, hands above the head, grabbing for opposite elbow, and then just begin to window wipe those knees to the right and left. Notice the lower spine, gentle curve, natural position. Think about that length as we take the arms up and over. We're trying to stretch through the shoulders. And then come to stillness, bring your hands to your hips. Take an inhale, lift the left leg up, and then begin to settle the right leg down. Reach for the hamstring behind the left leg. Good, flexing the toes, and then begin to circle that ankle. Listen to the clicks. 3 clockwise, 3 anti-clockwise. Think about your shoulders and your lower spine. Press down into the floor. Good, then begin to bend the left knee, squeeze it in. For 3, settle the shoulders, retract them down to the floor. Think about pushing the chest up to the ceiling, shoulders back and down. For 2, and for 1, lovely. Supine the twist, left knee across to right, arms out to the side, look to the opposite side of where that knee is going. So towards your left elbow, arms out to the side. Good, think about your hips stacking. So our left leg is over to the right. Is your left hip stacked over the right side of your hip? Good, 2. Take it nice and steady, and 1. Come back to center. Squeeze the left knee in, bend the right leg, step the foot down, then bring left foot to right knee. A reverse pigeon. Good, use your left hand to press the knee further out and away. So we're gently opening up the hip flexor here. And then reach for your right hamstring with both hands, squeezing the knee, tuck it in. Use your left elbow to press into the inner thigh, settle the shoulders down. Good, squeezing that knee tighter in, pulling it up, and 2, and 1. Nice job. Settle the feet down, window wipe the knees again, grab the hands above the head, reaching for opposite elbow so you feel like the armpits are opening. Expanding that heart space in 3. Think about the inhales to center, exhales to the side. In 2, starting off nice and steady. In 1, lovely. Draw the knees into your chest, reach for happy baby. Anana Balasana, okay? So in our happy baby, make sure the armpits are being pressed by the knees, okay? You're reaching for the inside of the feet. Imagine you're stomping on the ceiling, drawing the feet as wide as you can, lengthening. Tailbone is gently lifted here in 2. Good, in 1. And then gently bring the knees back in towards your chest, coming into a reverse tabletop when you're ready. Okay, so reverse tabletop, we need to focus on the lower spine, keeping it rooted into the floor. Arms in line with the shoulders, and then knees hip distance apart. Keep the calves parallel to the ground, okay? Taking opposite arm, opposite leg, reaching back. Ankle and hand to the floor, sweep it back to center. So we're going to inhale, reach back, ankle to the floor, hand to the floor, and then exhale to center. Going on 10 on each side. Try to keep the other leg and other arms still. Keep pressing the lower spine into the floor. So where we're tapping into the core. If you've lost count, do 3 more. Think about the inhale, we drop and reach back. The exhale, we come back to center. 2 more. Inhale, drop and back. Exhale to center, and last one. Nice work, everybody. Knees into chest, rock up and down the spine. Use that momentum of the feet to push the body weight forwards. Come up to a nice seated position. And then we'll go on to the other side, reverse tabletop, rounding through the shoulders, press into the spine, taking opposite arm, opposite leg back now. You may have a preferred side. So usually we do this on the front, but we're starting on the back today. Keeping a nice grounding flow, staying close towards the floor. So inhaling, reaching back, exhale, come back to center. And you may have found in time as you practice these moves in our warm-up, you've become a lot more accustomed to it. Your muscle memory knows exactly what it needs to do. Maybe you just need to start training the breath. Good, 2 more. Warm up that core, last one. Nice work, everybody. And then rocking forwards and backwards 3 times. Use that momentum of the feet to send the feet all the way up and over the head and then to the mat. And on that 3rd rock, cross the ankles, plant the hands, and then come back into our normal tabletop position, moving through our cat and cow, so flexing and extending that spine. Make sure your feet are flat behind you, okay? So feet are flat, draw the breath in, push the tummy down, lift the chin up. Really flex that spine as we inhale, exhale, shoulders away, around the spine, tuck the chin into the chest. Inhale, into cow pose, exhale to cat. Keep the breath going, what, 7 more breaths. So you can stay in your nice standard cat and cow. Otherwise you can lean forwards over the wrists. You can maybe bring the fingers to point towards the knees to find that arm and forearm stretch. Okay, so really mobilizing that spine. Think about moving with the breath. If you've lost count, do 2 more. Good, inhale, drawing that breath in. Exhale, sending the breath away. Finding that thoracic twist, take a right hand, simple twist, lifting up. Exhale, bring the hand to the ear, and then draw the elbow down to the left wrist, keeping the left arm straight. Inhale, reach the right arm up, simple twist. Exhale, right hand to ear, elbow to left wrist. Inhale, reach up, last time, extended arm. Exhale, hand to ear, elbow to wrist. Nice, other side, left arm, reach it up nice and high. Simple twist. Exhale, hand to ear, elbow to wrist. Exhale, hand to ear, elbow to wrist. Last time, inhale, hand up to the ceiling. Exhale, ear to elbow, elbow to ear. And come into your tabletop, tuck the toes under, and then slowly send the hips back into downward dog. Think about sending the heels flat to the floor, bending the legs to begin with in our down dog, okay? So find that nice sweet spot on your mat. Pressing the heels as far to the floor as you can, bending the legs a lot at the beginning, okay? Spreading the weight in the hands, pressing the chest close to the thighs, dangling that head left and right. Good, take an inhale, look forwards, and then exhale, look back to your toes, wander the toes towards the wrists, so you're keeping that chin tucked in. Find your ragdoll variation, either hands clasped in front of shins or behind the calves. If we take the hands behind the calves, we're really helping to protract the shoulder blades, okay? If you're finding that the top or the neck or the trapezius, any area in your upper spine is a little bit stiff and sore, I'd recommend bringing the hands behind the calves. Otherwise, if you feel quite good in the spine, keep the hands in front of the shins. And then begin to gently send your weight forwards and backwards in the feet. Feel all the nerves and the nerve endings firing off here. You should feel that lovely stimulation in the back of your calves and the lower hamstrings, okay? So all the back of the legs should be quite active here. Taking the inhale, shifting forwards, exhale, lowering back. Make sure you're looking to the back of your room or the space behind you. So head is heavy. And then release the hands to the toes, clasp them behind your back, let them rest there. If you haven't got that flexibility in the shoulders just yet, just let the elbows fold out to the side. Otherwise, press the wrists close together, extend the arms, and let them fold over and behind the head. Good, then begin to straighten the legs in 3. Nice, everybody, in 2. Should feel like the eyelids and the forehead is becoming heavy for 1. Slowly release the hands down to the mat, step back to downward facing dog, keeping the legs a little bit straighter this time. Take an inhale, float the right leg up, coming into 3-leg down dog, but not shifting too much weight to one side or either hands, keeping it nice and even. Squeeze the belly button into the spine, look at your left toes, and then begin to bend your right leg, coming to scorpion dog. So bend the right leg, and then gently stack right hip over left, look under the right shoulder. Send the left heel closer towards the floor, maybe point the fingers to the right side, over towards the left, so you create a lovely arch through the right side of our body. In 3, again, circle the ankles 3 clockwise, 3 anti-clockwise. In 2, working on mobility. In 1, nice, coming back to our downward facing dog, stepping the right foot down. Inhale, lift up your left leg slowly, as high as you can, find the variation and the length that works, and then begin to bend into the left leg. And then stack left hip over right into scorpion dog. Look under the left shoulder. Good, in 3. In 2, spread the weight across the palms, not just the wrists. In 1, and then come back to downward facing dog. Take an inhale, look at your toes, or keep looking at your toes. Exhale, wander the hands backwards. Coming into our ragdoll. Or keep the hands on the toes, rounding through the spine. Good. Take an inhale, slowly roll up into Samastitihi. So our standing pose, hands at heart center, send the shoulders all the way up. As you take the inhale and exhale, roll them back. The eyes open. If you've closed them, reach up, Tadasana. As we're standing in Tadasana, keep the breath steady. Okay, so the inhales, the exhales. Now begin to think about your lower spine, okay, that natural arch where we push the belly away, push the belly forwards, the hips back, and then we tuck the hips in, the tailbone in, feel the core lock, okay? So think of the front of the core like a slinky. We're pushing the bottom back, we're opening up the core like a slinky, opening it up, and then tuck the pelvis in, around the tailbone, in towards center, feel the core lock. One more time, keep the arm out. Lower the hips back, exhale, tuck the pelvis in, lovely. Fold forwards, down to the ground, hands touch the floor. Inhale to your halfway lift, hold. Exhale, wander the hands forwards, coming into a high plank, or your elbow plank. So hands under shoulders if we're in high plank. You can drop down to your knees if you want to. Otherwise, come down with the elbows into a lower position of plank. So whichever variation. Okay, remember that the hands need to be over the shoulders, the elbows need to be over the shoulders, or hands in line with shoulders. In 3, keep the breath steady. In 2, softly bend into the knees, okay? Our knees do not need to be fully straight. In 1, if you're off the knees, drop down to the knees. Push yourself into that half plank pose. Good, looking down at the fingers, spread them wide. Hold the half plank, you've got this everybody. Lift the toes off the floor if you haven't. In 2. Good, last breath in 1. Take an inhale, lower down all the way to the mat. Reach the hands behind the back, press the feet into the floor. Take an inhale, lift up the chest. Good, exhale, release, hands under shoulders. Tuck the toes, push yourself back to that half plank, and then the full plank in downward facing dog. Good, settle back to your downward dog. Take an inhale, right leg lifted up, scorpion dog, opening the hip up. Exhale, send the right foot to the floor. Inhale, shift forwards to high plank, either hands or down to the elbows, toes or down to the knees. In 3. Keep strong, keep focused on your breath. In 2. In 1, you got this. And then push back, downward facing dog. So we're working the rotator cuff muscles. Keep one more breath steady. Relax the kneecaps. Inhale, left leg, 3-leg down dog. Sweep it up, bend the leg, stack the hip. Take the exhale, send the left foot down. Keeping the hands and the feet in the same position. Inhale, roll the chest forwards, come into that high plank. Take the exhale. Good, 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath, you got this. Inhale. Exhale to down dog. Inhale, right leg lifting it up, 3-leg down dog. Exhale, look at the hands, send the foot between the hands, drop the left knee to the floor. So coming into that low crescent lunge, reaching the arms up and over the top of the shoulders, pushing the hips forwards and down, press the hands together if that helps, maybe cross the thumbs. Okay, so we're stretching our left hip flexor and we're flexing our right hip flexor. You should feel the stretch in the back of your right glute. Okay, look up to the ceiling, test the balance. In 2. In 1, bring the left hand forwards, open the right arm behind you. Find that simple twist. Good, thumbs pointing up. Hold it here. Take one more breath. Bring the hands, frame the right foot. Take an inhale, send the hips backwards, straighten the right leg, point the toes up. Seated pyramid, tuck the chin into the chest. Good, relax the right knee. In 3. In 2. In 1. Listen carefully, take your left hand, place it over the foot, over towards the right, and then walk the hands as far to the right as possible. Okay, if you can sit back into that left leg, you're very welcome to find a stretch sitting back. Otherwise, keep the heel rooted into the floor, find that simple twist. Good, hands maybe pressed into the floor, fingers maybe pressed in. Keeping that lift, notice your left knee, make sure it stays in line with the hip. In 1. Gently walk the hands back to the front of the mat, take an inhale, re-bend into the right leg. Lift the chin up, keep the hands on the floor. Good, exhale, send the hams back. Again, find that stretch in the hamstring, push the chest closer towards the thighs. Take an inhale, take the hands over to the right side, feel the left side body up, stretching out. In 1. Good. Inhale, walk the hands forwards, rebend into that right leg, tuck the back toes under, and then begin to lift into your low lunge or Anjaneyasana. Reaching the hands up and over. Find that lovely bend in the front leg. Left hip flexor, left toes rooted into the floor. Just check that heel is lifted up behind you. In 1. Hands down to the mat, frame the right foot, send it back, high plank, 3 breaths, okay? So our 3 breath plank is our challenge throughout class, okay? 2 breaths. You can come down onto your knees at any point or onto your elbows. Last breath. And then begin to lower down to the knees. Find your vinyasa, lowering the chest, squeezing the elbows in. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Peel the chest upright. Inhale, up dog. Good. Exhale, toes tuck, hips back, down dog. Already down dog should feel a lot more length. Take an inhale, left leg up. Exhale, look at the hands. Step there softly. Find that transit. Untuck the right toes, reach the arms wide. So imagine you're pushing something up towards the ceiling. Press the hands together, thumbs should be pointing backwards. Cross the thumbs here. And then press the hips forwards, lift the chin up. So flexing that lower spine, squeeze the ears. Think about reaching high. Good, 1 more breath. And then exhale, hands to the mat. Send the hips backwards, straighten the left leg. Point the toes up. And then find 3 breaths. Our first round. Tuck the chin in, look down. Just notice how this side feels already compared to the first side, our right side. 1 more breath. And then take your right hand over to the left. Keep them flat or keep them raised on the fingertips. Again, check that right knee is in line with the hip still. If you sink all the way back and down, just think about reaching as far forward. You may feel that constriction with the hip. Good, 1 more breath. And then hands back to center. Inhale, rebend into that left leg. Keep the hands on the floor, lift the chin up. Exhale, send the hips backwards. Straighten your left leg, point the toes up. Inhale, hands to the left. So making sure we're coming to the other side of that left leg. Good, exhale, hands to the front of the mat. Tuck the back toes under. Take an inhale, reach the arms wide, float up. Press the weight into that left leg. Find the front bend, pressing the hands together, squeezing the ears. Good, into. Raise those eyebrows as well, it helps. Imagine you're putting mascara on. In 1. And then hands to the mat, send the left foot back. Find those 3 breaths. So if we were on our knees in our first round of plank, let's find our toes in this second round of plank. 2 more breaths. Push through the discomfort, you've got this. Strengthening the whole body, last breath. Full vinyasa option or option to drop the knees. Find your vinyasa, lower down with control. Take an inhale, up dog. Good, feel the hip flexors stretch, feel the spine flex as well. Exhale. And then spine releases. Nice work, take 2 breaths. Ready to flow with our breath. Take an inhale, right leg, lift it high, scorpion the dog. Exhale, come back to high plank, send the right foot forwards. Lower the left knee, untuck the right or the left toes. Good, inhale, reach the arms wide, lift the chest up, press the hands together, cross the thumbs, push the hips forwards. Inhale, hands to the mat, frame your right foot. Exhale, send the hips backwards, straighten the right leg. Take the exhale. Inhale, walk the hands over to the right. So both hands as far to the right as you can. Find that simple twist. Think about lifting the chest away from the floor. Exhale, hands back to the front. Rebend into that right leg. Take 1 breath here to reset. Keep the chin tucked into the chest. Good, take the inhale, look forwards. Exhale, reach the hips back, straighten the right leg off. Inhale, hands over to the right side. Find that twist, deepen it if you can. Maybe you can see your back foot. Exhale, come back to the front of your mat. Bend into the front knee, take an inhale. Take an exhale. Inhale, tuck the back toes, lift up and float into that front leg. Anjaneyasana. Arms wide, taking your time. Left hip flexor is working here. Front quads are working in 2. In 1, hands to the mat. Step the right foot backwards. Find 1 breath in our high plank. Next, inhale, vinyasa, so lower down halfway. Inhale, up dog, send the shoulders back, peel them away from the chest. Press the fingers into the floor, exhale, downward facing dog. Nice work, everybody. Take 2 breaths to reset on this side. 1 more breath. Controlled meditative movement, helping to calm our nervous system, release all the chemicals in the brain, which makes us feel a lot better, boosts the mood, boosts energy. Good, take an inhale, left leg, float it up, scorpion the dog, so open that hip up, look under the left shoulder. Exhale, come back to that high plank, and then sweep the foot between the hands. Stepping forwards, drop the back knee. Good, take your time, inhale, reach the arms wide. Notice the right hip flexor is stretching here, press the hands together, squeeze the ears. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat, frame the left foot. Inhale, hips backwards, straighten your left leg. Exhale, release some chin into chest. Inhale, hands to the left, find that simple twist in the spine. Again, keeping the chest away from the floor. Exhale, hands to the front of the mat, rebend into that leg. Take 1 breath here to reset. Good, inhale, hips backwards. Exhale. Inhale, hands to the left, all the way over to the left. Find that twist in the spine. Exhale, hands to the... Inhale, rebend into that left leg. Tuck the back toes, then float the arms wide. Lift up through the chest. Press the hands together, squeeze the ears. Bend into that front leg. Exhale, hands to the mat. Send the left foot back. 1 breath in our high plank or our knee plank. Make sure your hands are directly under your shoulders. Good, take an inhale, lower down halfway. Good, then inhale, chest away from floor, upward facing dog. Drop your knees now, send the hips back into puppy pose, or take the knees out wider into a wide child's pose. And then just try to let the head settle into the floor, let the shoulders relax, elbows soften. Find your rhythm of breath. Good, 2 more breaths. One more breath. Inhale, wander the hands to the right. Place the left hand over the right to go deeper. Press the elbows close towards the floor. Maybe the chin is touching the right knee. Good, and just feel that length in our lats, intercostal muscles, lateral side of our body, even the deltoids just above the armpit. Good, 1 more breath. Next, inhale, wander the hands over towards the left or the other side. Placing right hand over left, forehead down to the floor. I know it's so much easier said than done, but try to rest and settle the body. I feel particularly tight doing this stretch because I haven't done it for a while. But the main thing is to use the exhales to soften. Inhales to rise, last breath. Nice, slowly come back to center, rise up to tabletop, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Press the hips up, and walk out your downward dog. Moving into our second flow, take an inhale, right leg, floating it up, 3-leg down dog. Exhale, look at the hands, stepping forwards, coming into that Anjaneyasana, reaching the arms wide, finding that theme today, okay? Take an inhale, lift up higher. Bend deeper into that front leg. Hands to heart center. Take an inhale, leaning forwards. Now listen, if this is too much in the body, drop down the back knee. Okay, we're going to find that simple twist here. So elbows out to the side, pressing the hands together, pushing the wrists close to the bust or the sternum. And then take an inhale, left elbow, reach it towards the right side of your knee. Press in and open up the chest. Keep the hands parallel to the floor, the right hip flexor is compressing. Left hip flexors stretching. Right bottom sheet, you should feel that stretch here. In 3, look up to the ceiling. Good. In 2, find your balance. 1 more breath. Good, coming back to center. Hands frame your right foot. And then begin to straighten the right leg as we push the hips backwards, coming into pyramid. If you need to step that left foot forwards an inch or step, go ahead and go there. If you need to raise your hands up to fingertips, or if you need to bend both legs, just practice sending the hips backwards, rocking backwards and forwards, encouraging that flexibility, okay? If we've got both legs straight, try to focus on drawing the hands directly under the shoulders. Think about bringing the forehead close to the front knee or the chin. So rounding through. Front leg is finding that lovely stretch here. Good, and then maybe play around with balance a little bit more, sending one hand away from the floor. Good, and just focus on the stretch. Soft, steady, easy breathing. 1 more breath. Slowly walk the hands to the front of the mat, rebend into that front leg, then open up to warrior 2. So step that left foot back, arms out in front and behind warrior 2. Lovely. Finding that lovely power pose. Check you can see your front toe. Back leg is straight. Think about turning the hips inwards. Okay, hold it here. 1 more breath. Fire out the hands nice and strong. Think about shoulders stacked over hips. Take an inhale. Trikonasana. Straighten your right leg. As you exhale, push the chest forwards as far as you can. Then bring the hand down to the shin. Float the left hand all the way up and over to the front of the room. Good. Now notice your right kneecap. Relax it. Try not to straighten it out or hyperextend it. So gently soften the bend if you need to. You'll feel that stretch in your glute. Your right hand just hovering on that shin. Good. In 2. In 1. Inhale back to warrior 2. Straighten that leg out. Or rebend. Lovely. Exhale. Flip the palm. Reaching back. Reverse. Taking the right hand back. Now begin to straighten the front leg. So we're reversing all the way back. Lovely. Right side is opening up in 2. In 1. Warrior 2. Inhale. Exhale. Continue to cartwheel the hands back. Sweep the right leg back. Come into that high plank, but keep the right leg lifted. Vinyasa with the right leg lifted if you want to practice it. So lower down halfway. And then once you've lowered down, push the foot all the way into the floor. Both legs down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. And just nod the head right and left. If you need to take a break, move into child's pose at any point. If you drop out of tempo, don't worry. Just join in when it feels good. Take an inhale, left leg, lifting it up. Good. Hold that 3-leg down dog for 1 more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Look forward, step between your hands. Anjali-asana. So set up that back heel. Make sure it's lifted high. Reach the arms nice and wide. Press the hands together above the head. Take an inhale. Bring the hands to heart center. Exhale, leaning forwards. Right elbow twist to left knee. So find that twist. Now once the hands are pressed together, think about lifting that left elbow as high as you can. Into, maybe look to the side. Good. Inhale, hands to the floor. Good. Exhale, send the hips backwards, coming into pyramid. Step the right foot forwards a little bit if you need to. We're here for about 6 breaths, just like we did on the other side. Again, adjustments if you need to. Bend forwards, shift backwards, hands flat, fingers pressed into the floor, hands in line with shoulders. Okay, and just focus on the stretch, keeping nice and present, using your breath to guide. Ujjayi breathing. Let all the tension go in the neck and the shoulders. 1 more breath. Good. Bring the hands forwards. Float the right foot off the floor. Send it back into warrior 2. So a little short transition there. Hands in line with shoulders. Good. Check the big toes in front, pacing forwards. Right foot is out to the side, 90-degree bend. Good. Take an inhale. Stretch out the left leg, Trikonasana. Reach forwards with the chest, then drop the hand to the shin, float the right arm up, and then all the way to the front, okay? Good, and just think about opening the shoulders, looking up towards the ceiling. If your left hand is just hovering on the shin, maybe take it down to the floor. See if you can find that release in the shoulders. One more breath. Take an inhale, warrior two. Good, exhale, reverse first. And then begin to straighten that left leg out. Good, inhale back to warrior two. Continue to cartwheel the hands to the floor. Coming into that left leg lift in that high plank. Lift it back, hold it there in two. And then lower down the body, halfway. Push the tops of the feet into the floor. Left foot first, inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice job. So we know the flow. We're going to move with our breath. Then what we're going to do now. But remember, your breath and your rhythm is unique to your own. Okay, I'll just guide you as best I can. Take an inhale, right leg, lifting it up. 3-leg down dog. Exhale, step forwards. Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. Reaching the arms wide as we inhale. Exhale, draw the hands to heart center. Inhale, shift the weight forwards. Drop the back knee if you need to. Exhale, find a simple twist in our low lunge. Again, notice the top elbow. Is it down towards the floor? Can you lift it higher? Inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands to the mat. Continue to push the hips backwards, coming into pyramid. Send the left foot a little bit further forwards if you need to. Find 2 breaths here. Find that position of the hands. One more breath. Inhale, hands forwards, bend into the front legs, hover the left foot off the floor. Exhale, step back into warrior two. Nice work, everybody. Take one more breath to reset. Take an inhale, reaching that right leg, straightening it out. Exhale, hand to shin. Float the left arm up and over. Trikonasana. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, straighten the right leg. Reach back, reverse. Good. See if you can lower a little bit further out, finding that lateral stretch. Inhale, warrior two. Continue the hands to the floor. Exhale, send the right foot off the floor. Hover it there if you can, otherwise come into plank. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, take the breath. Whew, sorry, breath is out there. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice work, everybody. Last side. Inhale, left leg, lifting it up. Exhale, step forwards. Anjaneyasana, arms wide, reaching up as we take the breath in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Softly bend the back knee if you need to. Long, big stance. Inhale, leaning forwards, torso to the ground as far as you can. Exhale, elbow to outside of left knee. Find that lift in that top elbow, everybody. Good. Press the chest further away from the thighs. Relax into your bottom, okay? So let the hips sink into the floor. Good. Inhale, arms wide, reaching up. Woo, find your balance. Exhale, hands to the mat. Push the hips backwards, pyramid pose. Straightening both legs. 2 breaths. One more breath. Inhale, shift your weight forwards, bend into the left leg. Exhale, float the right foot back. Warrior two, arms out. Soft transition. Good, thumbs pointing up, find one more breath. Check alignment is in correct positions. Good, inhale, straighten left leg. Exhale, reach forwards, Trikonasana, hand to shin. Floating the right arm up to ceiling, up to the ceiling, and then forwards to the front of the room. So as you do that smooth transition, creating that rainbow with the right arm, you should feel the right side of your body opening up. Inhale, rebend, warrior two. Exhale, flip the front palm, reverse. Take that left leg, straighten it back with you. Whew. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, hands to the mat. hover that left foot off the floor, high plank. In 3, you got this. In 2, nice. In 1, lower down, halfway, you got it. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, puppy pose or child's pose, forehead down. So just feel that grounding position close to the floor. Feel the chest expand and compress. One more breath. Nice. Take an inhale to your tabletop. Take your right foot to the outside of the right wrist. Hands in under shoulders, finding that lizard position, okay? So if you need to shuffle that left foot back a little bit, go ahead and do so. We're going to find a simple twist here, okay? So just gently reach that right arm up towards the ceiling and then back behind. Now as you take the hand back and behind, notice the right knee. Can you push it further away from you? So towards the outside. And just hold it here. So from front on, it should look a bit like this. Okay, so we're taking that foot back, opening that chest up. That feels comfortable. Coming onto the knife edge side of our foot, the rainbow side of our foot, the pinky toe. That's the only side, pressing into the floor. Good, gently bring the hand back to the ground. And then coming to a wide lizard, lowering the elbows down to the floor if that feels nice, okay? And just tuck the chin into the chest. Find a bit of readjustment if you need. Slowing it all down. Hips R&R. Floor, come into pigeon. Continue that foot, wander all the way over to the left side of your mat. And then gently drop the knee to the right. Good, lower down to the elbows if that feels nice. And then just gently breathe, notice. And just let the stretch work its magic. And if you're on your elbows, maybe you can bring your forehead down. Take the elbows wider. Feel your chest pressing into the inside of your leg, okay? Maybe you need to draw that knee or the ankle a little bit closer to the groin. Just remember your hips need to stay square towards the floor, square to your shoulders as well. Find 2 more breaths. And then slowly begin to rise, pressing the hands into the floor, lifting the chest up. Tuck the back toes under as you slowly hover that right knee back to your tabletop position. Once we're in our tabletop, just gently shift your body weight from one side to the other, keeping that squeeze in the core. And then slowly tuck the toes, lift the hips to downward facing dog. Good, take an inhale, float the left leg up. Take an exhale, step the left foot to the outside of the wrist, coming into lizard, hands under shoulders, and then gently drop that back knee down towards the ground. Softly untuck the toes, and then wander that left foot a little bit wider if you need to readjust. Float the left arm up towards the ceiling, finding that simple twist. As we find that simple twist, try not to lift the shoulders too high. Try and press the hips down, okay? Lift the arms up and then gently float the hand behind you if you can. Good. Coming onto the knife edge side of our left foot, that pinky toe side, allowing the knee to drop out to the side so the hips can come forwards a little inch or centimetre or millimetre forwards, just finding a little bit more space. Feel the deep stretch in our right hip flexor as well. Gently inhale, draw the hand back to the mat. Take the foot over towards the right side of your mat. Drop the knee down slowly, slowly, slowly. Good, and then just settle in, maybe lift the shoulders first. And then exhale, draw the elbows down towards the floor. Finding pigeon pose on the other side. Tucking the chin into the chest. And just tucking the chin into the chest. Notice if you can bring the forehead down to the mat on this side, if it's particularly easier. Our body has a natural tendency to have a weak and a strong side, a flexible and inflexible side. So usually you just got to work with the side that is particularly weaker, that needs a little more love. Find a few more breaths. And then slowly press the hands into the mat, lift up the chest, take that right knee away from the floor, and then swivel back to tabletop. Nice work, everybody. Shifting your body weight to the right and to the left. And then what we're going to do is take that right foot out to the side, reach the right arm up as well. Just find that inner thigh stretch. Taking 5 breaths, we're going to inhale, reach the arm up, find that thoracic twist. Exhale back to shoulder height, bring the chin back in. Inhale, reach the arm up to ceiling, lift the chin. Exhale, chin back in, lower to shoulder height. 3 more using that breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Come back to tabletop, going on the other side. So left foot out to the side this time. Left arm up, taking that inhale. Exhale. Again, notice the preferable side. Exhale. Keep your core strong. Inhale. 2 more. Still working that shoulder strength. Last one. Nice. Coming back to tabletop. Sit on the left side of your bottom. Swivel the feet round. Come onto the fleshy side. Okay, pushing that bottom back. Hands on top of knees. And then just gently lower back about 45 degrees. Then maybe release the hands. Then maybe float up the legs. Coming into boat pose. Hands to heart center. Twisting right and left. Russian twists. Let's go, everybody. Or pianos. Good. Maybe reaching the hands down to the floor or keeping them pressed together. Working those obliques, keeping that chest up. Focus on your shoulders, not hunching forwards, pushing the shoulders up and back. In 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Cross the ankles, plant the palms, facing up. Forearms facing down, chin into chest. 1 more breath. Nice. Extend the legs in front of you. Arms at shoulder height. We're going to roll all the way down and back. Taking your time, pressing to the heels. Keep the hands in front of you this time. Take an inhale. Exhale, leaning up, slowly and controlled. Reach to those toes. Then pull the toes close towards you. So you're really stretching out all the nerves in the tiptoes. Elbows digging down. Good. Release the hands. Keep them at shoulder height. Take an inhale. Exhale, leaning back. Keep rooted into the core. Pressing the hips and the bottom down. Keep the hands by the hips. Take an inhale. Exhale, leaning up. Folding up, rolling forwards. Reach for those toes. Pull them close. Flexing the feet. Relaxing the kneecaps. Drawing the chin close to the thighs. Good. 1 more time. You've got this. Relax the toes. Leaning back. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take an inhale. Exhale, push back up. Use that core strength. And then just shimmy your bottom to the back and your feet forward. So it's kind of like you're moving with your bottom cheek. So move all the way to the front of the mat. So the fleshy part is at the back. And then fold forwards, Paschimottanasana. Relax the kneecaps, relaxing your quads. Reach for the outside of the feet, okay? And then begin to pull the pinky toes out wide. So we're finding this outward rotation, okay, of the ankles. Pronation, pronation, there we go, pronation of the ankles. Feel the shoulder blades protract. Slowly lift up your chest, coming into butterfly, pressing the soles of the feet together, knees folding out to the side. Bring those ankles as close as you can towards the groin. Again, wander the hip forward, so right and left side, pushing the fleshy part to the back, lifting up tall through the spine. Think about shoulders back, chest up. Be proud of your girls, push them up. Good, and then drop the ear to the side, relax the knees. And then draw the chin forwards, and then over to the other side. Nice, come back to center with the head. And then just begin to flutter the knees one at a time, or both together. Keeping that back nice and straight. In 3, thinking about shoulders over hips. In 2. In 1, gently extend the legs out in front of you. And then lie all the way down onto your back, taking your time. And then getting comfy on your mat, bring the knees into your chest. And then extend them up above. Imagine there's that wall there, keeping the feet flexed. Okay, hands by your hips and gently floating the feet to the right and to the left, okay? Keeping the legs straight, feeling that weight on either side of the hip, okay? Keeping that core nice and strong, using your obliques within the core to stay stable with this gentle swing. Imagine like a pendulum, right to left, right to left. In 5, working the deep inner core muscles as well. Keep the lower spine rooted into the floor. 4, and 3, squeezing pelvic floor. In 2, nice work everybody. In 1, open up to happy baby, taking the feet nice and wide. And then reclining into the shoulders, pressing the tailbone flat, so making sure the whole of the back is settled into the floor. And then gently one at a time, maybe bring the knees closer together. Maybe begin to close the eyes here, letting the body start to settle and relax. Once the knees are tucked in close, release the left leg all the way to the mat. Keep the right knee tucked in and then float into supine twist with that right knee. Finding 3 deep cleansing breaths. Once you've done 3, slowly coming back to center, open up to happy baby again. Taking the knees out nice and wide, feet out wider. And then knees together, extend your right leg, keep the left knee tucked in. Good, slowly take the knee across, supine twist. With our left side, winging out the arms, looking to the opposite side of that knee, focusing on hip stacking. Shoulders as flat to the ground as you can. Think about taking a towel out of a washing machine and giving it a rinse, twisting it, seeing all that excess water. This is what we're doing with our muscles, our body, our digestive system, helping to rinse the body of all the excess we no longer need to take with us. I like detoxing, creating space. Slowly coming back to center, and then hover the legs away from the floor, coming into that wall position, okay? So our final resting pose, you can gently float the ankles down to the floor, either settle into Shavasana or Supta Konasana, where the soles of the feet are pressed together. So keep continuing, watching the toes, the ankles, hovering just a few millimeters off the floor before you completely relax. Keeping the lower spine pressed into the floor. And then once you find yourself there, either readjust to Supta Konasana or find your Shavasana. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Good, Good, 2 more, just like that. Inhale through the nose. Last one, inhale. Exhale. And then just begin to seal the lips. Noticing the quietness, the stillness of your body. Notice the tenderness of the muscles in the face, the eyebrows, the neck. Just imagine all the muscles in your body softening, releasing the tension to hold the body in a position. In Shavasana, we're allowing our body to rest, be still. We're giving it the time for muscle memory to make copies of the moves, the feelings, the emotions we've attached to our flow this morning. Relaxing the eyelids as well. And just know that you can stay in this pose for as long as you need to. Otherwise, start to wiggle the toes, the fingers, keeping your eyes closed. Slowly begin to just wake the body up and push yourself up into a seated position, coming through fetal position first. And then once you're in a nice seated position, you can have the legs crossed, you can sit back into your heels, just gently settle the hands onto the knees, dropping the ear to the shoulder, just finishing off with our neck. Think about sitting tall, not just now, but for the rest of the day. If we are sat at a desk a bit more, okay, then we'd like to think about what you can work on. Postural chain muscles, posture, breathing, core awareness. And then float the head and the chin back. And then over to the other side. Good, then just do one full circle clockwise and anti-clockwise. Releasing our cervical spine, which is in charge of carrying our head, skull and brain. Okay, lots going into that area. And then when you're ready, bring your hands to heart center. Thank you everyone for joining class. I hope that you enjoyed the hips R&R movements and you continue feeling good for the rest of your day. Remember that looking after your body starts with moving your body. Namaste.